Hello, good morning everyone. Myself Hasmukh Patel, working as a rehabilitation physiotherapist in UN Mehta Institute of Cardiology and Research Center. As per continuous physiotherapy education, today my topic is arterial blood gas analysis and physiotherapy consideration. Contents of the topic are introduction of ABG, purpose of ABG, system which maintain pH, indication for determination of acid-base state, common sampling errors, uses of ABG, step in interpretation of ABG, interpretation of acid-base disorder, and last physiotherapy consideration. Now introduction of ABG. ABG is an analysis of arterial blood sample, provide precise measurement of acid-base balance in the body and of the lung, ability to oxygenate the blood and remove excess carbon dioxide. Assessment of patient with respiratory dysfunction is incomplete without an ABG report. There are two types of sample, arterial blood sample and venous blood sample. In arterial blood sample, mainly we assess the respiratory function, where oxygen and carbon dioxide level determined primarily by lung, where in venous blood we do not reflect respiratory function, exposed to peripheral vascular beds where gas exchange with tissue alter oxygen and carbon dioxide. So, in arterial blood mostly gaseous exchange occur at lungs level, where in the venous blood gaseous exchange occur at the tissue level. Arterial blood sampling, where we take the arterial blood sample, the common sites are collecting the arterial blood sample are radial, dorsalis pedis, brachial or femoral artery. In that, radial artery is the preferable site because it is easily accessible and easy to stabilize post puncture. Modified Allen test. It is a test to evaluate the degree of collateral circulation to the hand before puncturing the radial artery. If we are puncturing the radial artery, we have to first do the modified Allen test. In that test, we have to ask the patient to make the fist. Then we have to palpate the ulnar artery and radial artery and give equal pressure on both the artery. Then we have to ask the patient to open his fist, then slowly remove the pressure on the ulnar artery. So, within 5 to 15 seconds, there is flushes occur on the hand. If it is occur within 5 to 15 seconds, then test is positive. So, you can puncture the radial artery. If test is negative, then you cannot puncture the radial artery. Now, obtaining the arterial blood sample. Before obtaining the arterial blood sample, we must have these things like anticoagulant, plastic syringe, 20 or 22 gauge needle and sterile gauze. Purpose of doing ABG. There are three main purposes: to evaluate the acid-base disturbance, to evaluate the oxygenation and to evaluate the alveolar ventilation. First, acid-base balance. Acid-base balance is important for affecting the functioning of the body. If acid is there, then substance that lose ion, for example H+, all acid are positively charged. In bases, substance that accept ions, that is HCO3-, all bases are negatively charged. Plasma pH. It is indirectly proportional to hydrogen ion concentration in the blood. Normal value of plasma pH is 7.35 to 7.45. An increase in the H+ decreases the plasma pH. There is an increase in acidity. A decrease in H+, increase in pH, there is a decrease in acidity or increase in alkalinity. If plasma pH less than 6.8 or more than 7.8 is incompatible with life. Effect of body. Acidosis. If acidosis increase in the body, there is a decrease in the force of cardiac contraction, decrease in the vascular response to catecholamines and decreased response to the meditation. If alkalosis increase in the body, then there is an interference with the tissue oxygenation, where there is a normal neurological and muscular functioning. System which maintain the pH. Buffer system, lung system and kidney system. There are three main systems which maintain the pH. First one is buffer system. In buffer system, two main things are there: bicarbonate, that is open chain, and non-bicarbonate, that is closed chain. It is closed chain because all the components remains in the system. First one is bicarbonate, where CO2 is continuously removed by ventilation, where HCO3 continues to buffer H plus until body sources are used up in binding H plus. In non-bicarbonate, hemoglobin is mainly important only once to buffer carbonic acid. They can buffer H plus produced by any acid, fixed or volatile. Because it works in closed system, their buffering activity accumulate, slowing or stopping further buffering activity. H plus plus buffer minus is equal to H buffer. Not all buffer minus is available for buffering activity. At equilibrium, buffer minus still exist in solution but can't combine with further H plus. In contrast, most of all the HCO3 minus are available for buffering activity. Second one is lungs. Lungs can excrete only volatile acid. HCO3 is in equilibrium with CO2. Lungs can lower the concentration of H2CO3. Fixed acid also produce H2CO3. Lungs don't remove H plus. It breaks down the H2CO3 into CO2 and H2O. Lungs and acid base regulation. It is very fast to response. If increased CO2 level, there is decreased pH cause hyperventilation. Decreased CO2 level, increased pH can cause the hypoventilation. The third one is kidney. Kidney excrete H plus, retain or excrete HCO3 minus, and it is very slow to response. Level of compensation. There are three levels of compensation: uncompensated, partial compensated and fully compensated. In uncompensated, pH is abnormal, but buffer system and regulatory mechanism have not begun to correct imbalance. In partial compensated, pH is abnormal, but buffer and regulatory mechanism have begun to respond. Compensated, pH is normal, acid and base component are abnormal but balanced. Indicator for determination of acid base state. First one is pH. Normal value is 7.35 to 7.45. Gain acid or lose base become more acidic. Gain base or lose acid become more alkaline. Second one is PCO2. Normal value is 35 to 45 mmHg. This indicates the partial pressure of CO2 in arterial blood. Lungs responsible for controlling excursion or retention of CO2 through ventilation. The third one is HCO3. Normal value is 22 to 26 milliequivalent per liter. It represents the renal or metabolic component. Decrease with acidosis and increase with alkalosis. It is directly proportional with pH. The fourth one is base axis. Normal value is plus or minus 2 milliequivalent per liter. It indicates indirect reflection of bicarbonate concentration. Base deficit or excess acid if base value is less than 2 milliequivalent per liter. Base axis or acid deficit if base value more than plus 2 milliequivalent per liter. Common sampling error. There are three common sampling error while taking the ABG. First one is air bubble, second one is excess heparin, and third one is delay in process. So before taking the ABG, there should not be any air bubble in the ABG sample. Also, the series is not excess heparinized because it also do the sampling error. And third one is delay in process. In that process, we have to complete the process within 15 minutes. If you are taking the ABG, the process should or must be completed within 15 minutes to get the accurate ABG report. Now ABG versus VBG, this is the common value in arterial blood and venous blood. There is a change in PO2 and PCO2 in arterial and venous blood. There is a minor changes in pH and HCO3 in arterial blood sample and venous blood sample. The normal value of PO2 in arterial blood is 80 to 100, where in venous is 37 to 42, where PCO2 normal value in arterial blood is 35 to 45, where in venous blood is 40 to 50. pH in arterial blood 7.36 to 7.44, where in venous 7.34 to 7.42. HCO3 normal value in arterial blood is 24 plus or minus 3, where in venous blood 25 plus or minus 3. So, there is a very minimal changes in pH and SCO3 in arterial and venous blood. Uses of ABG: to assess the oxygenation, assist in determining between respiratory and metabolic problem, to monitor improvement or deterioration, associate with history and clinical examination. Normal value: first one is pH. Normal value is 7.35 to 7.45, measure of acid base balance or ventilation. PCO2 normal value is 35 to 45 mmHg, measure of ventilation. PO2 normal value is 85 to 100 mmHg, measure of oxygenation or gas exchange. SCO3 normal value is 22 to 28 milliequivalent per liter, measure of metabolic disturbance. Base excess normal value is -2 to +2, measure of metabolic disturbance. This is nothing but component classification and range. pH normal status is 7.35 to 7.45. If it is less than 7.35, then it is acidosis, and it is more than 7.45, it is called alkalosis. In PCO2 normal value is 35 to 45. If it is more than 45, it is called respiratory acidosis, and it is less than 35, it is called respiratory alkalosis. In HCO3 normal value is normal range is 22 to 26. If it is less than 22, then it is called metabolic acidosis. And if it is more than 26, then it is called metabolic alkalosis. Relation between pH, PCO2 and SCO3. There is one equation called Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, in that pH is directly proportional to HCO3 and indirectly proportional to PCO2. Means if pH increase, SCO3 increase and PCO2 decrease. If pH decrease, SCO3 decrease and PCO2 increase. Step in interpretation of ABG. The first step, identify the pH. Is it within the normal range? pH is more than 7.5 called alkalosis, and pH less than 7.35 called acidosis. Alkalosis, there are two things, respiratory alkalosis or metabolic alkalosis. In acidosis also two things are there, respiratory acidosis and metabolic acidosis. To confirm that, we have to look the step 2. In step 2, we have to look the PCO2 and HCO3. Increase in PaCO2 and decrease in HCO3 contribute to acidosis. Decrease in PaCO2 and increase in HCO3 contribute to alkalosis. Step 3, if the pH is normal but PaCO2 and HCO3 are not in an ideal range, then compensatory mechanisms are active. For metabolic abnormality, respiratory system compensates, and for respiratory abnormality, metabolic system compensates. Rule: compensation always happen in the same direction as the pH. For example, to increase pH, SCO3 should increase. To decrease pH, SCO3 should decrease. Alkalotic pH should decrease to become normal. Acidotic pH should increase to become normal. Interpretation of acid-base disorders. These are the disorder. The first one is respiratory acidosis. In respiratory acidosis, pH decrease, PCO2 increase, PaO2 decrease and SCO3 in normal range. This is primary reduction in the alveolar ventilation relative to CO2 production, also called as hypoxemia. Common cause of respiratory acidosis are the central nervous system cause, anesthesia, sedative drug, neurotic analgesics. Then other cause are neurological disease like poliomyelitis, myasthenia gravis, Guillain-Barré syndrome. Some other trauma occur like spinal cord injury, brain, chest wall, severe respiratory disorder, obesity, kyphoscoliosis. These all are the non-lung disorder. In that case, there is a chances of respiratory acidosis occur. In lung condition, there is a COPD and acute airway obstruction, where there is a chance of increase in the PCO2 level and respiratory acidosis occur. Correction: how to correct the increased PCO2? Then there is a one things are there, that is improve the alveolar ventilation. Now, how to improve the alveolar ventilation? There are 4 things are there: bronchial hygiene, lung expansion therapy, expiratory exercise, and increase the RR. If patient is on ventilator, then we have to some changes on venti, like to increase the RR to wash out the PaCO2 level. Then after, if patient is on O2 mask or patient is non on venti, then we have to give the some bronchodilator to loosen the secretion, and also we have to give the some good chest physiotherapy like percussion, vibration, basal expansion therapy to for bronchial hygiene. Lung expansion therapy also we use the spirometry, that is also a good exercise to improve the ventilation. And also if patient is on venti, then also we can give chest physiotherapy, and then after we can do suction to improve the alveolar ventilation. So, these are the technique used to decrease the PaCO2 level in the body. Now, second one is respiratory alkalosis. In respiratory alkalosis, pH increase, PaCO2 decrease, PO2 normal and SCO3 normal. There is a lower PaCO2 and increased pH in respiratory alkalosis. Common cause of respiratory alkalosis is in normal lungs, anxiety, fever, stimulant drug, central nervous system lesion, pain and sepsis. These are the things can increase the respiratory alkalosis. In abnormal lung, the condition like hypoxemia causing condition, acute asthma, pneumonia, stimulation of vagal lung receptors, pulmonary edema, pulmonary vascular disease. These all are the cause of respiratory alkalosis. Clinical signs. There are clinical sign occur paresthesia, hyperactive reflex and tetanic convulsion. Correct, and how to correct the respiratory alkalosis? In that we have to only treat the cause. The third one is metabolic acidosis. In metabolic acidosis, pH decrease, PaCO2 normal, PO2 normal, SCO3 decrease. This is a purely non-respiratory process that decrease pH as it decrease the amount of base relative to amount of acid in blood. Fixed acid accumulation in blood, excess loss of SCO3 minus. Now, anion gap. Anion gap is nothing but there is a equation where calcium and SCO3 minus is subtract from sodium. There is a normal range of sodium is 135 to 140, calcium is 100 to 15 and SCO3 is 22 to 26. Normal anion gap is 9 to 40 milliequivalent per liter. If metabolic acidosis with increased anion gap, there is increase in acidosis. If metabolic acidosis with normal anion gap, so there is a loss of bicarbonates. Metabolic acidosis caused by SCO3 minus loss does not change anion gap. The answer is no. Bicarbonate loss is accompanied by calcium minus gain. Causes of metabolic acidosis are lactic acidosis, ketoacidosis, renal failure, gastrointestinal loss like diarrhea, pancreatic fistula and renal tubular acidosis. These are the cause of metabolic acidosis. Symptoms are increased minute ventilation and dyspnea. Correction is the main goal of metabolic acidosis is to restore the pH normal level. Treat the cause. Now, last one is metabolic alkalosis. In metabolic alkalosis, pH increase, PaCO2 normal, PO2 normal and SCO3 increase. It caused by increased plasma SCO3 and high pH. Causes are loss of hydrogen ion. Second one is retention of bicarbonates. Common cause of metabolic alkalosis is vomiting, nasogastric drainage, diarrhea, hypochloremia, hypokalemia and hypovolemia. So, in metabolic alkalosis, the correction is only giving the normal fluid and electrolytes. Now, base axis. Base axis is a measurement of deviation of concentration of non-volatile acid from normal. True non-respiratory measure. If the value is positive, is suggestive of alkalosis. if the value is negative, suggestive of acidosis. Physiotherapy consideration. This test is one of the most commonly performed to diagnose respiratory failure. This can show if lungs are getting enough O2, lungs are removing enough CO2, kidney are working properly. This information is important in determining cause of hypoxemia and formulating the treatment plan. Thank you.